Hello, I'm going to be going over the chords of some French song. No idea what it's called. La Rua Madu. I have no idea. It's it's a mix of French and something Brazilian, I think. Um, I don't know. Some sort of road, I think. But anyway, I'm going to go give you a rundown of all the chords that we're going to be going over, and then I'll actually go over every single chord and then kind of play through it. Actually, I'll play through it first, so that way you get an idea. So this is kind of what it sounds. That's kind of the idea, okay? And it's not polished or anything. Also, word of warning, I'm sick, so you'll see me blow my nose a lot. Hopefully that doesn't bother you. So I'm going to try and go through this as quickly as possible. In terms of chords, let me give you the chord names of everything that I'm playing here. So I'm playing, first of all, a G minor 7 chord. So it sounds like this. Then I go down to a G flat augmented chord. Then I go down to an F, kind of like a, really it's just kind of like a, I try to play an F13, and then I go up to a G 7, just a dominant 7, to a C minor 7, and then I play that C minor 7 again, to an F7, to A sharp major 7, to E flat major 7, and then this chord, I have to look up real quick. It sounds like it's a A9. Oh, I'm actually playing it differently, yeah. So it's this. There. Yeah, it's like an A11, yeah. I'm trying to figure out what the heck this kind of chord is. So it's, you have your root, third, that's a minor 7. And that's a B flat. It's with a D. So it's A11 flat 9, I guess. And then I go to a D augmented. And then we return back to a G minor 7. So all together, let me tell you kind of what I'm actually trying to do here, and just to give you an idea of kind of the rundown of everything. There's probably about 3 different movements that I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of, this is movement number 1, going from your first chord to the second chord to the third chord to the fourth chord, and then that ends movement 1. Movement number 2 is then movement 3 is that's kind of the way I'm splitting it up. So for the first part, we have this G minor 7. I play it with barring the 3rd fret. So I'm playing all the strings there, 3rd fret, and then my ring finger is playing the 5th fret of the A string, like that. That's chord number 1. Chord number 2, the G flat augmented chord, is first finger on the F sharp of 2nd fret of the low E. Then we skip the A string, and it's the 4th fret of the D string. So we have octaves. And then our middle finger bars the 3rd fret of the G and the B string. So all together, like that. And then sometimes the guy puts his pinky on the B string of the 4th fret. Like that. Now, granted, this is harder to play on an acoustic guitar with steel strings. And naturally, using a nylon string guitar is going to be easier. It's going to sound different also. But just to give you an idea, right? So we're going from that chord to this chord. The 3rd chord, the F13, I bar the whole entire 1st fret. But I only play the low E, the D, the G, and the B strings. And the G string, I have the 2nd fret of the G, and then 3rd fret of the B, like that. And then G7, you move up your whole entire hand, bar the 3rd fret, so your finger goes across that 3rd fret again, and ring finger 5th fret of the A, and then middle finger is the 4th fret of, what is that, the G? Yeah. And then C minor 7 is barring the 3rd fret, basically just keeping that bar, but moving your ring finger 5th fret D, and then you have 4th fret of the B. So it's kind of like you're taking this shape and then just moving it down a string like that. Right? So all together, let me just play it slowly. So that way you kind of get an idea of what's going on. Especially because this F chord it's just a passing chord. So it happens rather quickly. So all together. Right? So one more time. And there what I'm doing is I'm putting the pinky 5th fret of the B string. There's our G augmented, 4th fret of the B. Then we go to the F13. And then quickly go to the G7, to the C minor 7. Okay, so now part 2 goes like this. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different chords. And again, you notice I'm not using a pick. I'm not using anything special. I'm literally just using my fingers. And I'm playing only 4 notes at a time. So it's either going to be the A, D, G, and B strings, or the low E, D, G, and B. So in this case, I'm kind of... I'm emphasizing that low E. And then I emphasize the A here, the A string. Okay, so now we continue on with the C minor 7, and then we go down to F7, which is basically the same as G7. We just move it down 2 frets. So you bar the whole entire 1st fret, and then you do ring finger 3rd fret of the A, middle finger is the 2nd fret of the G. Like that. And then you do A sharp major 7, which is really, we're just playing 4 notes, so you don't really have to bar. It's the 1st fret of the A, 3rd fret of the D, 2nd fret of the G, 3rd fret of the B. So you use 4 fingers on the left hand, like that, and then 4 fingers on the right hand, so it adds up. You move this shape all the way up to the, what is that, the 6th fret. So 6th fret of the A, 8 on the D, 7 on the G, 8 on the B, and this is our E flat major 7. So that second part altogether, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, kind of goes like that. And it's all about just getting that feel. You know, you could really just play super basic chords, and you don't have to, you know, do these crazy stretches or do anything nuts. You know, it's just really about that right hand feel and the beat. So let me play through that again slowly. So this is part 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you see I'm kind of doing that. Da 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 da. That's kind of the feel that you get overall. So let's do parts 1 and 2 all together. So this is from the very beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I do there between parts 1 and 2 is I do 3rd fret of the low E, 6th fret of the low E with my pinky, and then I keep my, so basically like that. And then I go to the F7. Right, and now we have this chord, which is that A11 flat 9. So this is part 3, just 2 chords left, or really 3 chords left. It's a A11 flat 9. I play it like this. It's what is that? 5th fret of the low E, 4th on the A, 5 on the D, and I bar the 3rd fret of the G and the B. So it sounds like this. And then I play D augmented, which is 5th fret of the A, 4 on the D. 3rd fret is still barred on the G and the B. So it sounds like that. So all together, and then we go down to our G minor 7, the very first chord that I showed you, like that. So part 3. Okay, one more time with part 3, slower. Going to that G minor 7. Okay, so let's play through the whole thing slowly, and then I'll do it up to speed. So here's what that looks like after I blow my nose. Really sucks being sick. Okay. Should be good. I'll have this on standby just in case. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess that's actually full speed, honestly. So it's a little bit too fast, so I'll play it even slower. So consider that the full speed version. Okay, here we go. 2, 3, 4. Okay? And as you can see, this is a complicated sort of, you have to really get used to playing these chords. And I highly recommend you just spend your time making sure you can play every single chord, you know. So that way it sounds fine that way. Then you start thinking about, okay, well, how am I going to play this all together? So it's I'm sorry if the list is a little bit long, but it's definitely just quite a bit to tackle here. It's definitely not a beginner song by any means, but definitely give it a try. See how close you can get, and practice it. It's all about practicing it every single day, because even if you might not get it immediately, you'll get it eventually, and if you don't practice, you're never going to get it. So I went through every single chord here, went through the progression, everything. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm sorry if I'm if I'm sick and I can't really explain everything too well. But if you need me to do a follow-up video in the future, probably in a couple days or so when I'm feeling better, don't hesitate to ask, and I'll kind of give you a deeper rundown, I guess. All right, have a good one.